Here's a place where you can take comfort in the knowing that whether if you come to stay a while or just passing through, this door is open to you. Come and let's be silent. Come and share a hug. Come, let's stay together. Come love and be loved. From the blissed out to the turned out, from the pampered to the abused, this door is open to you. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. The God in us recognizes the God in you. The God in you. Whether you're black or white, gay or straight, Christian, Buddhist or Jew, this door is open to you.
Good morning, Unity Renaissance. It's a beautiful day in our consciousness this morning. Let's stand for our opening song and affirm all is well. First word is O.
Shining like stars in a brilliant night sky, here for each other in joy and pain. Grateful for this family, spiritual community. The love we share is sunshine after rain. All is well when we are together, greater, stronger. All is well. All is well when we are together, deeper, kinder. All is well. When we're together, it feels like home. Kindred spirits never alone. Let's join voices and sing a song. Music is the food of love. At this table, it's more than enough. In this moment, take a breath and sing along. All is well when we are together, greater, stronger. All is well. All is well when we are together, deeper, kinder. All is well. Let's hear it. All is well when we are together, greater, stronger. All is well. All is well when we are together, deeper, kinder. All is well.
Give yourselves a hand. What a great start.
Well, good morning, Unity Renaissance. We are live here at Unity Renaissance in Chesapeake, and welcome to all of those people out there in Zoom land. My name is Zardell McCoy, and I will be your ministerial host today as our beloved Reverend Paula is away. But She always leaves us with somebody to bring the message forth, and today it's the homegrown Ann DeMichael. So for those of you who don't know, unity is a positive, progressive approach to Christianity. It's based on the teachings of Jesus and affirmative prayer. We believe that Jesus was a master teacher expressing his divine potential and sought to teach everyone here that they too have the divine same potential. Whatever he could do, we could do, except he knew he could, and we're still here trying to learn. So that's why we're here at Unity, coming in to expand our consciousness and becoming greater yet to be's. We are an inclusive community, and I will say from A to Z, whatever your pronoun, whatever your letter of the alphabet is, you're welcome here. So everybody's. So let's get started. Before I do, I want to mention that this is the last Sunday in November, but it's the first Sunday for Advent, and it's the first Sunday in Hanukkah. So as you can see, they're both represented here. Ginger and Jan will come up after I'm off this platform and talk about Advent. So please join me in the activative consciousness in reciting our vision statement together. A spiritually awakened world living in peace, love, and joy. And our mission statement that we've all embodied together, we transform lives that transform the world. So if you will join with me in an opening prayer to get this service moving. How very, very grateful I am to be a part of this service this morning. How grateful I am to have spent this week remembering to be grateful, as Reverend Paula's service last week. Grateful for gratitude. I have been grateful every day. I practice this consciously, knowing that as I open my conscious awareness of gratitude, that more and more of the abundance of the universe flows in, through, and around my life. And I dance in that awareness that the cosmic consciousness has exploded, bringing forth all the energy, all the potential, all the beauty, radiance of life. And right now, right here, I am blessing this service. I know that it unfolds in a most glorious way. It is always a treat to be here at Unity Renaissance. I bless the music industry, the house band. I bless all of the ministries that bring forth every Sunday, every day in the week practically, something is going on here at Unity. And each person that brings their time and talent to volunteer to bring forth this service, it is always great, grand, and glorious, and I'm glad to be a part of it. I'm knowing that today is no different. It unfolds in a most wondrous way, knowing that the Christ consciousness that I'm speaking of is embodied and imbued in each and every one of us, not only here, but across this country, across this globe. I hold the high watch, knowing that no matter what I see, I close my eyes and know that God is all that there is. Omniscient, omnipotent, and omnipresent. That is my truth. And if you agree with me, please say, and so it is. And so it is. Amen.
Good morning. I'm Ginger, this is Jan, and today we light the Advent candle for hope and faith. On this first Sunday of Advent, we stand in the power of our faith.
Our scripture verse is from 1 Corinthians chapter 16, verse 13. Keep alert, stand firm in your faith, be courageous, be strong.
Yes, thank you, Jan and Ginger. We're going to do a little stand up for our second song, and this is our Advent song. There's a verse for every Advent week, so let's show up for Advent. So, and stand up. stand up and show up. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Show up.
Ooh, that's your part.
Show up.
Try that with us.
Show up. Show up. I want to show up as love. Hold the door open for everyone. Fill the room below to above. I want to show up as love. I want to show up as peace. See no brother as the least. Listen more than I speak. I want to show up as peace. I want to show up as joy, like a child with a brand new toy. Share it, spread it, fill the void. I want to show up as joy.
I'm me, greets the divine in you, and we serve and celebrate together for the glory of God.
You're here to make the best of it. So give a lot and take a bit. Show up. Ooh.
Just show
Show
up.
up. Ooh. I want to show up as faith. What I believe is what I create. Expect the best and hold the space. I want to show up as faith.
Show up now.
Show up
Show up.
as love. Show up
It's peace.
as peace. Show up as joy. Show up as faith. Show up. Yeah.
Great job, y'all. Have a seat.
Ooh, that'll get your blood pumping, huh? Good morning, everyone here, and good morning, everyone out there. My name is Lisa Smith, and I am your platform host for today, sharing the daily word with you. Our word is actually 2 words for today, hope and faith. So please join me in our affirmation together. This Advent, my hope leads to an unwavering faith in God. My belief in goodness of the world, others, myself, and God begins with hope. Maybe hope is all I can muster of after a period of doubt or disappointment. As I feel hopeful, I begin to believe that new possibilities and better outcomes are available to me. My hopeful feelings lead to faith, a certainty that the goodness I could only sense before is the actual nature of life. With faith, I now direct my thoughts towards goodness, wholeness, and my heart's desires. With gratitude for my awakening, I use faith to dismantle doubt and limitation. I hold only the best thoughts for myself. I know and feel in the depths of my soul that the good I desire is already mine. With unwavering faith and deep gratitude, I claim it now. Our scripture verse is from Psalm chapter 62, verse 5. For God alone my soul waits in silence, for my hope is from him. If you would like prayer support, we have two prayer chaplains who are available today after the service to pray with you. Would our prayer chaplains please stand? Shelley and Debbie, thank you. And so they will be in the chapel outside of the narthex, just past the bookstore, to pray with you afterwards. You may also fill out a prayer request in the narthex or submit a prayer request on our website. Or if you wish, you may call Silent Unity, Unity's 24/7 prayer ministry, at 1-800-NOW-PRAY, which is 1-800-669-7729. So now all please stand and join us in singing the Lord's Psalm.
Holy Creator, we praise your name. Your will in heaven and earth the same. Supply our need, Lord, from day to day. Let your forgiveness light our way. Lead us away from temptation's hold. Deliver us, Lord, into your fold. For all the kingdom, power, and praise, with you began and with you's faith. Holy Creator,
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us all our debts, as we have forgiven our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. For all the kingdom, power, and praise, with you began and with you stays. Amen.
Please be seated.
Spread your wings and fly. You belong to the sky. As you believe, you will receive. As you believe, you will receive. As you believe. And as you believe, you will receive. As you believe, you will receive. As you keep hanging on, sight unseen. The world belongs to those who believe in their dreams. You will receive. As you believe.
It's Miss Holly Rice. Thank you, Holly.
Well, I would like to start today by reminding us all, right, the first day in Advent. And if you did not receive your Unity Advent booklet when you came in, please get one on the way out. It's beautiful. And I want to share something. The very first daily word for tomorrow, Monday, is Reverend Richard's writing on hope. So now that's a double incentive to get in there and pick this up. So Reverend Richard wrote about hope, and today I'm going to talk with you about faith. And I am going to shift this a little bit so that I can see you so clearly. So when was the last time you flexed your spiritual muscle of faith? You know, and I'm sure if you thought about it, and you thought about the previous year, and maybe even the year before that, you have had many opportunities to flex that muscle of spiritual faith, because we have been on quite an adventure together, haven't we? Yes, indeed. So what I love is that there is a link between the word adventure and Advent. The word adventure means an unusual and stirring experience. Have you had some unusual and stirring experiences here lately? Well, this word adventure comes from the same Latin root word for Advent. And our Unity Advent booklet tells us that Advent is a vast and uncharted frontier that we get to explore, and it exists within. And we must be willing to embark on an adventure of spiritual introspection. Advent is a time to pay attention to every aspect of our lives and be fully present for what we consider the challenging and difficult times, as well as the inspiring times. Advent is a season of hope, renewal, change, and faith. So in her book, Divine Audacity, which very quickly is all about our innate spiritual powers. Charles Fillmore called them our 12 powers. And the book Divine Audacity talks about the power of faith. It's a wonderful book. As a matter of fact, in the spring, whether you remembered or not, Reverend Richard, you and I are teaching a class together on this. So I'm very Just say yes, okay? Just say yes. So she talks about the power of faith, and she uses 3 concepts to really help us cement our ideas around that: perception, conviction, and expectancy. So let's take a look at the first one, perception. Perception is, or I should say faith, is based upon our perception. We experience a reality formed when we interpret our observations about life and our beliefs accumulated throughout the years. So I remember as a kid, and I know you do too, that question, is the glass half full or is the glass half empty? Well, what I want to tell you is this. There's a new way to look at that, right? The new perception is the glass is always completely full. Right? So I love that. Just a different way to look at something that we've always decided was one way or the other. So just entertaining, just the mere fact that you are willing to entertain a new way of thinking describes perfectly and vividly how the power of perception works. It is a skill which enables you, and it enables me, to give our attention to a thought or an activity, and yet at the same time know that there are other ways of looking at it and other ways of thinking about it. On page 39 of Divine Audacity, Linda Martella-Whitsitt writes the following: "Our perception is so critical to our experience of reality that it would be wise for us to question our perception and to seek the greatest truth we can fathom as the basis for our viewpoint." Truth, with a capital T, is spiritual law or principle, and truth is about our innate spiritual capacities, right? Faith, love, wisdom, understanding, to name a few. In March of 2020, I received a call from my nephew Rick, who lives in upstate New York, and he was informing me that his house had burned, like completely. Take a look at this picture here, if you can see it, okay? It's the picture of his kitchen. Every room in the house looked like that. Everything that was in it was gone. Everyone was okay. Everyone got out safe. But the whole house was in disarray, as you can see. And I am sure, if you think about it, that you've had situations in your life where you've experienced great loss and even little losses and wondered how you would make it through. Right? Think about some of what you may have experienced just recently, perhaps. The loss of a loved one, perhaps the loss of a relationship, perhaps the loss of a beloved pet. And I will take a moment to say that Sandy and Mel, our hearts do go out to you, because we know that just the other day you lost your beloved pet, Puff. So we hold a space of love for you. But there are so many losses that we experience. And for Rick and Sue, it came down to a willingness to take things one day at a time. My goodness, you know the saying, we've all heard it, this too shall pass. Sometimes it doesn't feel very good in the moment, but it is true. And they really had to keep their mind focused on faith and not let thoughts of, this is impossible, I can't do it, it's never going to work, how are we going to make things happen? Oh, so many thoughts that we all think of in times of trouble, if you will. But they kept their faith strong. They really did. And they knew everything would work out, even though in the moment they couldn't see it. They couldn't see the end result in the moment. They really had to flex both of their muscles of spiritual faith. And I'm sure, without a doubt, there have been times you have had to do the same. Well, here's the nice thing. They moved into their house in December of 2020, 9 months worth of work on their new house, like birthing a baby, right? 9 months, and it was in December right? So the Advent adventure is real. They lived it, and they are doing so well right now, so I'm so happy about that. Now, Linda Martella-Whitsett speaks of a poem in the book that she and her daughter recite to each other, and I'd like to share it with you. It's by Shel Silverstein, and if you know Shel Silverstein poems, my goodness, they're quirky, but they're wonderful, and they typically have a wonderful message if you just do a little bit of a deep dive. So here it is. Listen to the mustn'ts, child. Listen to the don'ts. Listen to the shouldn'ts, the impossibles, the won'ts. Listen to the never haves. Then listen close to me. Anything can happen. Anything can be. Is that not true? Faith, perception. And this relates well also to our second component of faith. Let's take a look at this, conviction. Conviction is our capacity to guide our thoughts, words, and actions with our infinite self, instead of reacting just from our human impulses or our egoic impulses. Just say no to ego, right? So, and this power of conviction is also spiritual authority. I love that, spiritual authority, so that when we do speak, we're speaking from the highest truth we know. We're speaking from a place of spiritual alignment. That means for me, personally, that I must watch my words. And I have watched my words, and I'm not too happy with them sometimes. And I am not too happy with what I hear coming from my mouth. I have to be really in tune with that. How about you? You know, have you ever thought, if I could just hit rewind, if I could just hit delete, if I could just unring the bell? Eddie Oliver, a dear friend, used to say, once that bell rings, Ann, it's real hard to unring it. And it's so true. So watching our words and what we are putting out there to ourselves and to others is so important. Now, Alicia Keys, you may have heard of her. She's an American singer, songwriter, and actress. And in the following video, she talks about how she changed her perception of the words she was using and how she wanted to do something and be something different with her words. So let's take a look at it.
I really do believe in the power of words. I think that it's the most incredible thing. When I first met my writing partner, I had a certain attitude. I would always be like, well, you know my luck. Well, probably with my luck, we're never gonna, and, so Crucial, that's his name, he said to me, why do you say that? And I was like, what? I mean, it was funny to me. I didn't see the problem. And he was like, why do you say those things? You'll never, my luck, or how it goes for me. Like, why do you say that? That's how it's gonna be if that's how you say it's gonna be. And that was so big for me because I never thought about that before. I never thought that the things I was saying just nonchalantly as a joke were actually creating what was gonna happen for me in my life. And when I thought about it and when I actually internalized it, I realized, wow, dang, I say if a lot, or I say probably won't a lot. I don't want to say those anymore. So I decided to take, I don't even use the word if. Anybody around me uses the word if, I'm always saying, you mean when? You mean when? So I don't even believe in the word if. I don't think it should exist, that word. And I really appreciate having been exposed to that concept that, the words that we speak, the things that we say in our life, the things that I say in my life every day is really, you're building your road with those words.
Yes, building our road
with our words. Something to think about, isn't it? So here's what is alive for me in the moment, knowing that true faith springs from the understanding that we're always co-creating with Spirit. We're always co-creating with our words, with our thoughts, with our actions. So I remember a class I took, actually now more than 20 years ago. Reverend Elizabeth was the minister here at the time. I don't remember what the class was, but I do remember this. I was sitting in the class and the question was posed, what would you like to have more of? So everybody was doing their deep thinking. What would you like to have more of? What would you like to have more of in your life? And I'm thinking, and then it was like, oh, I got this. Teacher, pick me. Okay, I got the answer. And so when my turn came, she said, Anne, what would you like to have more of in your life? And I said, I would like to have more faith. I thought, yeah, there you go. What are you going to do with that? She just looked at me, and without missing a beat, she said to me, Anne, you will never have any more faith in your life than you have right now. And I heard that reaction. That was mine. I was like, oh my gosh, I am in big trouble. Because I was thinking I'm lacking something here. But it was wonderful because what she said was, you'll never have any more faith, you'll never have any more understanding, you'll never have any more wisdom than you have right now. And I was like, oh geez, again. So the spiritual adventure, if you will, the spiritual journey, the wheels were in motion. And what she said was, Anne, all the faith, it was so simple and yet profound, all the faith you'll ever need is within you. It is your responsibility to call it forth. And I was like, gee whiz, that was an aha moment. I went from being stunned to feeling liberated. And it was one of those, when you have those moments in your life that just make a difference, they stick with you. It's something you've done or something someone has said, and it really drives home a message for you. That was my moment there. And I love it, and I remember it, and I just always remember, call it forth, Anne, no matter what the situation is. And this leads us right into our third component of faith, expectancy. Faith is demonstrated by a general sense of joyous anticipation. I expect things to go well. I see possibilities, especially in impossible situations. I remember another class we took, and someone was asked a question, and their answer was, I am just giddy with anticipation thinking about that. Well, we joked about that for years, but now it takes on like a new meaning for me. It is interesting to feel giddy with anticipation about something that is happening. So faith, again, we just want to know and be aware of the three components. The three components. So in Philippians chapter 4, verse 8, the Apostle Paul writes the following. Finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think on these things. On page 108 in Divine Audacity, Linda has a lot to say. Each of these things that we just mentioned up there points to an ideal found only in our truest self, our infinite self, the source of which is divine. Divine honor, divine love, divine faith. Direct attention to these divine attributes. It reminds me of Mr. Jensen. So Mr. Jensen was a teacher of young folks, an elementary school teacher who knew how to help children and students tap into their unique divine gifts. Occasionally, it's nice to have someone acknowledge that they have faith in our abilities. Yes, we have faith in our own abilities, but it is nice when someone recognizes that we have faith and they have faith in our abilities, that they see qualities in us that we may have temporarily forgotten, or that at the moment we don't see in ourselves. Well, I'll just say this. I will always be thankful to Reverend Elizabeth that she saw something in me and knew it was a teachable moment. And isn't really that what life is all about? Teachable moments. As we open our hearts and our minds to teachable moments, we see them everywhere. So let's take a look at this video here. Clint is the student, and Mr. Jensen is the teacher.
One that's always stuck out to me, though, was when I was about 10 years old, and I was in school, and I struggled. And I didn't struggle with English, math, or science. I struggled holding still. And I would try to listen and focus and process ideas, but I couldn't help myself. And to be honest, I would sit there and then I would just start tapping. And the students in the class would look at me and they'd say, "Hey, stop tapping." A lot of the time, I didn't even realize I was doing it. And then eventually even the teachers got after me and they would yell at me and they'd say, "Clint, you have to stop tapping." It got so bad that I got sent to the principal's office for tapping. And he said to me, "Okay, maybe when you go back to class, just try sitting on your hands." And so I did. I went back to class, and when I felt myself starting to tap, I did this. I sat on my hands. And that worked for about 5 seconds. One time I was tapping in class, and my teacher, Mr. Jensen, he looked at me and he yelled. And he said, "Clint, stay after class." And I thought to myself, this is it. I am done. Now, I've always been the type of person that believes that a single moment in time can change a person's life. And this was one of those moments for me. And I will never forget it. And so I was sitting there with Mr. Jensen and an empty classroom. And he walked past me and he sat next to his desk and he said, "Clint, come here. I want to talk to you." And as he looked me right in the eye, he said, "Now, I need you to know something. You're not in trouble. But I do have just one question that I have to ask you." And he asked, he said, "Have you ever thought about playing the drums?" And in that moment, Mr. Jensen, he leaned back and he opened the top drawer of his desk. And he reached in and he pulled out my very first pair of drumsticks. And he held them in his hands and he looked at me and he said, "Hey, Clint, you're not a problem. I think you're a drummer." From that moment on, I've never put those sticks down. I've toured, recorded, and played drums all over the world. My whole college education was paid for with drumsticks in my hand. Just because of a single moment in time when somebody believed in me and he saw something in me that I didn't even see within myself. And from that moment, I learned that there's a difference between being the best in the world and being the best for the world.
That's actually the first time I've been able to watch that without getting teary-eyed. It touches me on such a deep level. When we tap into our divine gifts, we have the faith necessary to do what needs to be done by us. Believe it. A source of faith for ourselves and others. It's a wonderful gift, isn't it? As we prepare to go into the Advent season, I invite you to be on the lookout for opportunities to display your power of divine faith. And the next time someone asks you to describe what faith means to you, you might want to consider telling them, despite appearances, anything is possible if you just believe. And you might want to add, just get out of the way and let God do its thing through you. So I want to again say faith, perception, conviction, expectancy. And we're going to get ready to turn to meditation for a minute. But before we do, I invite you to get your hands ready. Okay, get your hands ready. Can I get a drum roll, please? Come on. Yes. Go forth with your faith-filled self and have a wonderful Advent season. So as we prepare for meditation, I invite you to settle in your seat. Take a deep breath. A deep, intentional, full, whole body breath. Let's do that again. A nice, deep breath. And allow my words today to be your words. Faith is my ability to see what cannot be seen humanly. I activate this spiritual power courageously, perceiving a greater truth than my physical senses report. I dare myself to see what cannot be seen by human eyes, but exists as surely as the sun exists behind a cloud. I stretch my capacity to see the good that can be found in troubling situations. And I envision possibilities even in seemingly impossible situations. I am devoted to perceiving the good that can be. And so now I invite you to reach inward to your storehouse of faith, to remain faithful during times when your human brain cannot envision the magnificent possibilities of wholeness, of life, of harmonious love. And so again, my words, allow them to be your words. I demonstrate conviction by living as love lives, as wholeness lives, as wisdom lives. I audaciously trust in universal goodness, so much so that I rest deeply in the peace of spiritual assurance. And so as we go into the silence, just affirm, by my innate power of faith, I live in positive expectancy. I center my attention in joyous anticipation, knowing all is well. Truly. As we come back to this time and space, I invite you to wiggle your fingers, and wiggle your toes. Allow yourself to stretch. Open your eyes when you're ready, and allow yourself to be fully present to this time, to each other, and to our full use of the power of spiritual faith. And so it is. And so we let it be. Amen.
Flow, Spirit, flow through me as I open up to be an expression of your unfolding peace. Show, Spirit, show through me as I open up to be an expression of your unfolding love.
I told you at the beginning of the service, she always leaves us in good hands. So can we show Ann our appreciation? Tell you did not disappoint, that's for sure. Reverend Paula be proud, that's for This is our giving time, love offering time. So there are many ways to donate. You can do it by smartphone, by texting. Orchestra?
540-418-1228. Text now.
You can donate on Tithe, a Tithely app, or you can leave a donation in the basket in the back of the sanctuary on your way out the door. Before we go into our offering blessing, we have a moment from Amber McCulloch.
Hello, Unity family. Please join us in taking advantage of Giving Tuesday. This Tuesday at 8 o'clock in the morning, log into your Facebook, come to our page for Unity or the Unity group, click on the fundraising page and donate, and we will get to take advantage of Facebook's Giving Tuesday, which matches what we donate for our home church. Love you all.
Okay, so it's now time for our offertory blessing, which we recite together. Together, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God.
Give and it's given back to you. Give and it's given back to you. Give and it's given back to you. Press down, shaking together, running over. Back in good measure, it's given back to you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the dance floor is open.
Thanks.
1, 2, 3, go.
Running around, kicking this and that, giving it up to God and then taking it back. Just release and let it go. You won't even have to think about it no more. Get out of the way. 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 I say get out of the way and let God do his thing. You look like the weight of the world's on your back. Just take a deep breath and cut yourself some slack. All that drama ain't good for you. You couldn't change what is if you wanted to. Get out of the way. 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 I say get out of the way and let God do his thing. gonna shine and the river's gonna flow. The tide's gonna rise without your say so. The universe is working and the good is flowing. You're gonna plant a seed, then dig it up and see if it's growing. Get out of the way. 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 I said get out the way and let God do his thing. One more time, get out of the way. 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 I said get out the way and let God do his thing.
Boy Black, ladies and gentlemen.
That's the Agape House Band and Singers. You guys are great. I mean, great. Okay, we want to welcome those who are new to Unity for the first, second, or third time. So if you would just hold up your finger, the ushers will come and they have a gift for you. So if this is your first, second, or third visit, please just hold up the fingers. We're not going to ask you to do anything. Don't be afraid. Welcome to the service today. We're happy you're here.
Lots of
Hold it up,
guests
keep
this
it up,
morning.
they'll get to
Awesome.
you.
Keep 'em up. Good morning. And if you're joining us for the first time online, welcome to you too. Okay. So our angel tree is up in the narthex now. So you can give the gift of joy to a child for Christmas by choosing one of the red angels off of the tree. See what the gift is that the child wished for, purchase the gift, and bring it back to the church along with the angel and attach the angel to the gift so that we know who it's going to. Do not wrap it, bring it unwrapped. They will be wrapped before they're brought to the children at Thorogood Marshall Elementary School.
So every Friday, first Friday of the month, there's a film that's put on here. And this Friday, December 3rd at 7 p.m., we will be showcasing It's a Wonderful Life. And as all of you know, it's a classic with Jimmy Stewart, who kind of thinks he shouldn't have ever been born. And Henry Travers is the angel that comes down and tells him differently. Do we have a film clip? No? Okay. All right. Well, anyway, that's 7 p.m. Popcorn and water is free. So please come. Oh, okay.
No, this was
And Christmas cookies, too. So now you know.
popcorn and Christmas cookies.
Oh, yeah.
Sweet.
Lovely.
That'll ruin your diet. Okay.
All right, we have another workshop by Dr. Janine Lex coming up. This one is on sleep. So sleep is the ultimate healer, and Dr. Lex says that sleep is even more important than diet for health and vitality. So the workshop will be teaching about techniques to help to improve your energy and develop routines to help with getting better rest. That is going to be on Saturday, December 11th at 1 p.m. The love offering suggestion is $15, and you can sign up for that on our website.
On Wednesday, December 15th at 7 p.m., it's becoming an annual event. Reverend Richard and Ann DeMichael will be hosting a remembrance service for those who have departed during this year of 2021, whether it's a person that's transitioned or a favorite pet. If you want your person or pet to be honored, please send a picture. If not a picture, at least the name, the date of birth, the date of their transition, and a photo to Reverend Richard, and his Gmail is listed here on the screen.
And so exciting, our annual Christmas dinner is back. Yay! We didn't have it last year, and it's going to be for the first time in our new fellowship hall. So we invite you all to come out. That is going to be on Friday, December 17th, starting at 6:30 p.m. Bring a dish to share, and we'll have food, fun, and fellowship. Are we going to have carols too? Hell yeah. Heck yeah, caroling. So hopefully you can come out to that, join us all on the 17th. And we're encouraging you to make a dish from our Unity cookbook. And if you do, you will be entered into a drawing to win some cool prizes from the bookstore. And the recipe book is also on sale right now in the bookstore for 20% off. So go grab one for yourself and as well.
Okay, next Sunday, Reverend Paula will be returning, and her talk is going to be on the way to inner peace. And also a reminder that they'll be holding a 2 p.m. celebration of life service for George Rice, who made his transition. So that will be next Sunday on December 5th, right after the regular service. And before we bring in the children, I'd like to mention to you that right after this service, we need help in decorating the Christmas tree. So if you are interested, just want to put on one bulb or help do with it all, please feel free to stay and help out with decorating this beautiful tree. And with that, we can bring in the children.
We are walking in the light of God. 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 We are walking, walking, we are walking, walking, we are walking in the light of God. We are walking, walking, we are walking, walking, we are walking in the light of God. We are walking in the light of God. We are walking in the light of God.
Good morning. Here's our group for today. Let's see, who wanted to talk to, who wanted to talk? We'll just go right to the good stuff, right? This is Dominic, and I'm going to turn without tripping.
I learned today to be respectful for the whole earth and be respectful forever. I'm respectful for my family and air and my dogs and my elf. I am loving. I have a warm and giving heart.
Our blessings. Talk about our blessings. This is our last week of the gratitude section you've been hearing about. Coco.
I can be anything I choose to be.
Hey, come on up, Jeremiah. Jeremiah is one of our Uniteeners, one of our middle schoolers.
Today we learned, we were talking about the difference between thankfulness and gratefulness. And we were talking about how you could do things without rewards and, like, think to yourself, like, you know it's kind, so, like.
You know it's the right thing. Thank you very much. Anyone else? Our YRUers are busy in the back still planning the rally, so thank you. They're going to stay up back there today. I'll hand this back to you.
Okay. So now it is time for us to do our prayer for protection and the peace song. So if you will all stand together, recite. The light of God surrounds us.
The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us.
And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all things around.
Let there